I remember back when I first discovered Kim Iversen, when I was getting big into like social democrats and progressives and various lefty YouTube channels. She happened to pop up in my recommended, and yeah, I didn't watch her too much. I didn't really find a lot of it really compelling. You know, just an independent voice trying to make their way, I guess. Never really appealed to me. She supported Tulsi and kind of fought for her for a good portion of her career. But this tweet right here should probably give you a pretty good idea of who exactly she is. July 20th, 2019. Guardian News, black U.S. lawmaker says white man told her to go back where you came from. And she quote tweets it saying, should people be nice? Yes. Just like people should share and say please and thank you. But here's the reality, folks. USA is one of the least racist countries in the world. Racism is not our big fight. This is a distraction from the real issues.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So, according to her, racism is not one of the big issues. I mean, despite the fact that this country was founded on racism and 2 centuries worth of slavery, then segregation, and given the fact that the black population still hasn't exactly recovered from that, and reparations haven't been established. And this was tweeted out by her during a time when immigration and asylum seeking was a big hot button issue, and there were a lot of revelations about just how horrible a lot of migrants were being treated in these facilities down at the border. Not to mention Trump's family separation policy, where you saw all these videos coming out and all these eyewitness accounts of all these migrants in cramped facilities saying that they have no clean water, they can't sleep, they're just being completely neglected. During all that, that's when that was put out. So yeah, it's just a little taste of the kind of person that Kim is. But recently, I saw a clip on Twitter that threw me for just the biggest loop. For context, it had to do with the recent Oxford shooting in Michigan, where a 15-year-old boy shot up his high school. We'll cover that later on in the video. Obviously, I assume all of you have heard about it by now, but the biggest thing that a lot of people took away was the way that the mainstream media covered it. But in a lot of stories, the picture that was being used was a picture from when the boy was 10, instead of using his current day photo and his mugshot. And you'll see in the video here exactly what I'm talking about. And follow along, because like Kim has never been one for enlightening takes. If you follow her Twitter or her Facebook, she's always saying just the most baffling things. But we're going to follow along with her and see exactly where she's going with the point that she's making here on Rising.
Look at the photos of Ethan Crumbly people on social media and some media outlets are using. He's now 15, and yet they chose this angelic-looking photo from about when he was 10. What is the purpose of this when there are several other photos, like his mugshot, that could have been shown instead? This same sort of tactic is used in reverse against Black perpetrators and even victims. Rather than use their school photo of them smiling and looking like good kids, they use the meanest looking, most aggressive photo they can find on social media to portray them as villains. They attempt to portray them as people who either obviously would commit the heinous crime they did or victims who deserved it. They do this to placate a certain bias and mindset that the audience already holds, and the same looks to be happening in this case.
So not bad, right? Like, I can kind of fuck with that. She's kind of spitting a bit. But it takes a drastic turn. But to touch on what she was saying in the beginning of the clip mostly, it's an excellent point. Like, yes, this is a huge issue. There's many times where it's a white person that commits a mass murder. Not only are they not killed by the police and apprehended, but the way the media covers it, they don't use any mugshots. They show like family pictures, stuff that, you know, really nice looking, you know, happy smiling faces. Or on the other hand, it's the most aggressive looking picture possible when a black person allegedly commits a crime. Usually a lesser crime, mind you. And the way it's always portrayed is as if like, oh well, you know, the white person that committed the crime, they were obviously troubled. Look at these lovely pictures. They were just having, you know, they were just having problems. Whereas on the other hand, that kind of credence, that kind of charitability is never lended if they were black. It's basically like this. Troubled teen boy kills 596. Survivors claim he allegedly tortured us, laughed to our screams. Meanwhile, if it was the media covering a black suspect...
Angry black suspect injures one. Unarmed perpetrator shot dead on site by responding police officers.
Although it can't be that the black suspect was having a bad day or was troubled. Yeah, this is just another instance of systemic racism, where in no way does the media like to portray black people as some sort of victim. Meanwhile, with Ethan Crumbley, they're blaming it on video games. They're going through like his drawings and like journal entries and all that, giving him all this attention, and he's still alive. This is racism. But going back to Kim Iversen, this is what Kim says is a distraction from the real issues. So she was saying a lot of good things up to this point where I paused it. How do you think she ends it?
Showing Crumbley as this innocent-looking angelic white kid is intended to stoke fear and support a narrative that white people, no matter how nice they look, are domestic terrorists who we should all be afraid of.
I'm sorry. What?
You know, I've watched this clip several times now, and it still gets me. Kim, I gotta know. What the fuck are you talking about? Usually I'm capable of, like, putting myself in another person's position, trying to see, like, where exactly are they coming from. I have no fucking clue where Kim Iversen is coming from right here. I don't have the slightest idea. Unless it's like a really, like, just a giant stretch to, like, ham-fist in this, oh, stop being so mean to white people narrative. If the media wanted to portray white people as evil domestic terrorist devils or whatever the hell, why would they even choose those kind of pictures to represent Ethan Crumbley, for example? Is she thinking like, aha, it's a twisteroo? Like, my brain's getting tied and not just trying to figure it out. So I guess later on in the segment, she talks to the two main Rising hosts, because I guess she's a contributor or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I haven't paid attention to Rising in a while. So this is a clip of her talking to Ryan Grimm and some other chuckle fuck. I don't know who the fuck it is. And let's try to figure out this one too.
So I think this is going to be another case, kind of like Kyle Rittenhouse, where now, look, this guy's guilty. I think it's really obvious from all the evidence that we're seeing that this guy is very, very guilty, very different than the Kyle Rittenhouse case as far as the actual facts, but how they'll use it to fuel a narrative or a discussion or to demonize others. This isn't about Ethan Crumbley. Whether or not people want to call him a terrorist, that has nothing to do with him. It really has to do with this narrative that we're facing this white domestic terrorism in this country. This is our big problem, and we've got to do something to stop it. And that stopping it has nothing to do with Ethan Crumbley. It will affect other people, and that is what I'm most afraid of on this.
Okay, Kim, so you're afraid of the media actually getting the facts right when it comes to one of the main sources of domestic terrorism in this country being white supremacist violence. Like right here, from the ADL, 43% of right-wing terror incidents in the United States are from white supremacists. I mean, this type of white idealistic extremism has been flourishing more and more over the years, but oh shush, we can't talk about it? We can't attribute this to that? Why not? So I'm just as baffled as you are as to like what exactly her motivations here are. But I think I got kind of the idea. If you take a look here, take a scroll down her Twitter here. Uh-oh. More vaccine skepticism. You don't say. Oh, she doesn't like boosters. Huh. Who'd have thought? That's some anti-Chinese sentiment. Okay. Alright. Ooh, scary. Wow, is this a pro-Bolsonaro post? Is Bolsonaro still president right now? Yeah, no, he's still president. Wow, a pro-Bolsonaro post. Interesting. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, that should kind of tell you everything. Yeah, more vaccine stuff, more... Oh, God, more anti-mandate bullshit. Oh, this tweet's unavailable. I wonder why. I wonder if the Twitter god said that this was not a reliable source. Yeah, it's pretty endless. Oh, I guess she was bothered by this. Liberal outlets like TYT and MSNBC have spent the better part of the past 5 years telling people Christian white men are our nation's biggest threat, yet people like Keith Olbermann and Anna Kasparian can't understand my conclusion on this. I don't think anyone can. And the people that do, they think that your conclusion is idiotic. This shit doesn't hold together as a peyote hallucination. That's pretty funny. Let's look at this segment on Inside Edition covering Ethan Crumbley.
Another student has died from their injuries in yesterday's school shooting in Michigan, bringing the death toll to 4. And here is the first photo of the young man charged with terrorism and first-degree murder. He's only 15, but he's being charged as an adult. Amber Cagliano has more.
He's the baby-faced suspect in the school shooting saying his prayers.
Right off the fucking bat. He's the baby-faced, blah, 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 fucking murderer saying his prayers. Even though that picture was taken 5 fucking years ago. Ooh, supposed to be scared. I'm totally fucking frightened right now. Yeah. Yeah, Kim, do you really think this is going to, like, scare people? Like, this kind of portrayal? People who don't, like, actually know what was going on behind the scenes. You're gonna think, oh, poor kid. Must have had so many demons. No, this had to do with the fact that he was a little shit and his parents were horrendous. If you know anything about the facts, if you know anything about the case, and guess what? His parents supported Trump.
He was arraigned today as an adult on 4 counts of murder as his parents watched via Zoom.
I'm Jennifer Crumbley.
James Crumbley.
Ethan here.
15-year-old Ethan Crumbley's father reportedly bought the gun used in the shootings, a Sig Sauer 9mm, just last Friday. The teen posted this photo of the weapon with the caption, "Just got my new beauty today."
I gotta say, what the fuck is your 15-year-old doing on Instagram? Honestly. Like, it's bad enough that you're posting a firearm for the world to see on there. But, like, when you're 15, you're stupid and you're susceptible. Just another parental failure.
Student Isaac Fantich was in class with the suspect the morning of the shooting.
He looked depressed, like, when you see him.
That day or every day?
Every day.
And these students are being praised today for their quick thinking in the midst of the school shooting. You can hear somebody trying to persuade the students to open the door.
Sheriff's office. It's safe to come out.
But the savvy kids don't buy it.
Now, we're not willing to take that risk right now. I can't hear you. We're not taking that risk right now. Okay, well, come to the door and look at my bag, bro.
That does it. When they hear the word bro, they believe it's the shooter.
He said bro. Red flags.
They flee out a window and rush across a courtyard to safety.
Slow down, you're fine.
Wow. I take back what I said about 15-year-olds being stupid. That was pretty savvy. That's one segment. It goes more over the victims of the shooting. We're going to take a look at another one. And this has to do with the possible premeditation behind the shootings.
Dead. 15 school districts across the Detroit metro area were closed today because of threats of violence on social media. All this coming as we've learned more about the 15-year-old now charged as an adult with first-degree murder and terrorism. The prosecutor says it was premeditated pointing to what she describes as his disturbing social media posts.
Police say they have found a horde of graphic journal entries and disturbing videos made by the accused school shooter. I spoke with Sheriff Michael Bouchard.
I would characterize a lot of the stuff that we've now seen as dark and as cold-blooded.
One post from Ethan Crumbley declares, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. See you tomorrow, Oxford."
Again, that was on Instagram. Why the fuck does your kid have Instagram?
The quotation can be found in a gory video game.
I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
No. No.
Several years ago, Crumbley made this video showing off his collection of violent games.
Got Battlefield 4. Comment if you want to play that one. I hopefully will get to another Nazi Zombies video.
Yet another, it's video games that done did it. Millions of kids play video games every single day. How many of them are going to school and killing their classmates? And this quote, it's not even from a fucking video game. The quote comes from this legendary clip from the father of the atomic bomb.
Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose we all thought that, one way or another.
Yeah, that was said just after the bombs had dropped on Japan. The only time in history that nuclear weapons were used offensively, let alone defensively. But no, it was fallout that made the kid want to shoot up his fucking school. Well done. It's the 1990s and doom all over again. We've seen this time and time again. It doesn't fucking get old. It's a perpetual cycle.
2 weeks before the shooting, Crumbley commented on this YouTube video of a 9mm gun being fired at a shooting range. He wrote, "This is the gun I'm going to use," with a smiley face. His father bought another gun, the one used in the shooting, on Black Friday.
Sir, do you understand all the charges against you?
Yes, I do.
Yesterday, his parents watched on a Zoom link from their car as he was arraigned.
You are the parents of Ethan Crumbley, is that correct?
Yes, correct.
That is correct.
I'm Jennifer Crumbley.
James Crumbley.
Now, they may face charges too.
Trying to pass.
This video shows him shooting hoops with his buddies, a regular kid from the neighborhood.
Today we are doing a little basketball game. 2 against 2 right now.
Now Ethan Crumbley is in isolation in an adult jail.
Where is he posting this? Does he have his own YouTube channel? How is he? This is one of my most authoritarian beliefs, but I don't think that if you're under 18 years old, you should have any social media whatsoever. And look, even more examples right there of the media humanizing him. And he looks 10 years old right there. It looks like that initial photo. Yeah, Hassan Piker made a good video on this whole situation, how he was even encouraged by his parents. But I guess you gotta be careful when you talk about these things. Otherwise, you'll be seen as, painting all white people in a bad light. As if white people have ever had it bad in history, ever. That's the thing. It's this perpetual victimhood, whether it be by vaccine mandates, whether it be by cancel culture, whether it be by wokeness. Kim Iversen knows where the money is. It's fucking disgusting. Anyway, I want to include more about my opinions on guns and stuff, but this is already way too long. So on this particularly, I don't have anything else to say. I got some other stuff sitting in folders and stuff waiting to be edited, but I only really do this part-time. I don't really have the motivation to do so because I'm just so burnt out by politics. I'm so sick of all of this. I'd rather be enjoying myself, hanging out with my partner, playing games, not focusing on mind-melting, just hopelessly depressing stupid shit like this. But hey, if you'll watch it, I'll keep making it. I'll keep doing it. I'll keep showing up. I do want to go over my conversation with Glenn Greenwald. There were a lot of points he made that just I didn't get to address. He talked so much. There was a lot I wish I would have gotten to. But he said he's open to talking again, so that might be a possibility. I wish I could have gone harder at him. See, something like this, though, it takes preparation, you know? Anyway, thanks for watching. Please check out my other videos if you haven't. I really appreciate that. I put a lot of work into them. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at StatelessPatriot2, since Twitter likes to mess up your handles. That can be interpreted in multiple different ways, so interpret that how you will. Be sure to like and comment, let me know what you think, and I will see you all very soon.